Hey guys, it's your old pal Tony Giles TG, welcoming you once again into the record room. And on this week's episode, I want to talk about a record that I already own at least two different ways. But when this particular variant was announced, I knew I had to jump on it straight away. And if you've read the title of this video, which hopefully some of you have, you'll know that I'm talking about the Mortal Kombat soundtrack released by Enjoy the Ride Records, but this is the liquid blood-filled version. Now, back in September 1993, this video game dominated my world in so many ways. Unfortunately, this isn't my original childhood copy. That went a long time ago, but if you've been following this channel for a while now, you know that alongside collecting records, I'm also very much into video games, and especially the games from my childhood. And I was a Mortal Kombat kid. I know that Street Fighter 2 came out before it, and Street Fighter 2 dominated and kind of didn't invent the one-on-one fighting genre, but it certainly did a lot for those games, and there were a slew of imitators that came after it. But Mortal Kombat was different. There was something different about it. Aside from the ultra violence and the gore and the blood, it was just, I don't know, maybe it was the story, I don't know what it was, but that summer, all my friends and I could talk about was Mortal Kombat. And I hadn't played the arcade version at all. I'd only read about the game in C&VG magazine, which we had here in the UK, Computer and Video Games magazine. And just seeing these screenshots of the blood flying and the spine ripping and the fire, it absolutely blew my tiny mind. And even though I did have a Mega Drive at the time, new games were kind of a few and far between thing for me. You know, it would be pooling birthday money, it would be a Christmas gift. It wasn't necessarily something I would get out of the kindness of my parents' hearts. But when it came to Mortal Kombat, it was kind of a different story. See, I don't know why this happened, but one day I came home from school after, you know, speaking about Mortal Kombat for the 8 millionth time to my parents. And I went into my bedroom, and lo and behold, there sat a Mega Drive game cartridge, and it was Mortal Kombat. And I was stunned. I was absolutely stunned. And it turns out that my father had gone out that day not looking to purchase the game, but he happened to see a copy. And at the time, copies were kind of hard to find because the game was just selling out. He saw it, he knew how much I'd been speaking about it. And even though in 1993 this cost 50 UK pounds, which is literally the price of a PlayStation game now or an Xbox game, I don't even know what 50 pounds in 1993 is now. You can check that out online, but it was a big deal. It was an expensive thing, and this came out in September. I don't know if it was supposed to be an early Christmas gift, but I had the game, and to be perfectly honest with you, it left a mark on me to the point where I've never forgotten the cheat codes of Mortal Kombat, the blood codes, or the extra code that got you into kind of not the developer menu, but you could change some of the settings, make things a little bit different. And I still remember them to this day. ABACABB for the blood, and dullard to get the other menu. So it's down, up, left, left, ARD. I remember this stuff. It's in here and it's never going to go away. Get over here! Excellent. And so when Enjoy the Ride Records announced that they were releasing the soundtracks for Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, the arcade versions, I thought I have got to jump all over that. So I reached out to Ross because he's a buddy of mine and said I need to get in on this. And I ended up picking up a test press version and the Sub-Zero variant, which I have played and I have absolutely loved. And then a little while ago, I found out that there was going to be a liquid blood-filled version of the record. And I just thought, it's a match made in heaven. It's such a great idea to do a blood-filled version of that soundtrack because the game is fairly gory. You know, there is tons of blood, especially in the arcade version. And the Mega Drive version, or the Genesis version, if you had the code, not like the Super Nintendo version, which had no blood, which was always a big point of contention when I was a kid. But when I knew there was a blood-filled version, I reached out and said, I gotta have it. I've got to have it. And so This delightful box arrived the other day, and I know what's inside it. I've opened the tape, but I haven't actually looked inside here yet, so I'm praying everything's okay. I'm sure it is. It's well wrapped. It cost a pretty penny to ship. It cost just over $40 because these liquid-filled records, for those of you that don't know, they are heavy. They are a big deal. So let's head on over to the table and take a look at the liquid-filled Mortal Kombat soundtrack 1 and 2. Okay, so as I mentioned, this one did cost a pretty penny to send, just over $40. But I will say this, the package is quite heavy, and it did arrive in less than a week, I think. And considering it's coming from the US, and we are still, you know, in the middle of a pandemic, I thought that was pretty good. You know, I was quite surprised when the postman knocked at the door and there it was. So I thought, oh, okay, fair enough. So, as I mentioned, I have split the tape on this, but I haven't actually looked inside yet. So, let's bust this open. And I do love these packages that Enjoy the Ride use. It's very, very well packaged, I will say that. So let's bust this open, take this out, and oh, all will be revealed soon. I wonder what that is. We'll check that out, and then nice packaging here. Okay, it's got one of those bubble wrap bags on it. So let's take the box out of the way because it's just a box and I don't know how exciting that is, but there we go. Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, music from the arcade game soundtracks, which, whew, I love this. And this is super, super thick. So let's just take out the sleeve. For those of you that haven't seen the Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 records before, they are so well done. They're so good. They sound awesome. And yeah, I can't say enough good things really about these. And it is a gatefold sleeve. It's a single disc, but it does come in a gatefold sleeve. And how cool is that? Baraka versus Reptile. That's so badass. So very cool. There you go. That's the gatefold. And on the back there, you've got the track listing for the album, which is very cool. But, oh, that's right as well. Yes, there's a locked groove on this. I completely forgot there's a locked groove, but at the end there is a flawless surprise. So let's do that. And then, so this is very cool. Are we ready? Oh, look at that. That is absolutely killer. And if I just tilt it this way, ooh, that is so freaking cool. I know this is silly. I shouldn't be getting this kind of excited about liquid in a record, but hey, sue me. This is so cool. And if anyone's wondering, like, the blood doesn't, as you can see from this clip here, the blood doesn't actually, it's not like a quick flowing liquid. So when you're playing the record, it doesn't actually, you know, fly around inside. Because I imagine you wouldn't want that kind of a thing. But how cool is that? That's obviously Mortal Kombat 2. And this is Mortal Kombat 1 as well. And if anyone's wondering about the sound quality on these, they sound great. I actually have the Friday the 13th liquid-filled soundtrack as well. And essentially what you're getting is two clear LPs kind of sandwiched together. So if you're, you know, if you've ever bought a clear vinyl record, that's what it sounds like. This is so neat. I'm just going to be playing with this. So the rest of the video is just me playing with a blood-filled record. But wow, this is absolutely fantastic. Killer job by Enjoy the Ride Records here. And unfortunately, I do believe this is sold out. The record itself, these things, they are not cheap. This cost $150 US plus shipping on this. So this one cost me close to $200. But do I have any regrets? Absolutely not, because this is so freaking cool. I love this. I know you're seeing a lot of my lights, but that is so unbelievably cool. But there you go, the Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 arcade soundtracks, liquid, blood-filled variant from Enjoy the Ride Records. Remember guys, if you enjoy these videos, please give me a like and a subscribe. Stay gold, and I'll be with you really soon.